Welcome friends, my today's session on trismus, its etiology and its management. Myself Dr. Hemant Bhavnerkar. I am a Mumbai-based oral and maxillofacial surgeon. I have already put more than 50 surgical videos on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed my oral surgery and beyond YouTube channels, please subscribe, like and share with your friends for more free learning. Let us start. As we know, the trismus is most irritating complication post-surgically to manage. But what is a trismus? Let us start and learn how to manage the trismus. At the end of my today's session, I will share the 3 tips and tricks to avoid trismus. Let us start. So what is a trismus? Basically, trismus is a reduced mouth opening post surgically, or there is many other etiological factor also which can pathologically also reduce the mouth opening, but most commonly we are today give more emphasis on post surgical trismus and its management. So in trismus, it's mostly a tonic muscle spasm of the muscles of mastications happen, and due to which the masseter and temporalis muscle is affected, and due to that the mouth opening is reduced. So mostly the post surgical edema, infection and the trauma are the most common causes of trismus. Let us see all the etiological factors for the trismus. First, the infection. There are many infectious regions in the oral cavity and head and neck phase which leads to the trismus. Mostly what's happened, infection of the head and neck region accumulate at below the muscles of mastication and its involvement of muscles of mastication, and the infection if goes to the pterygomasseteric space or the pharyngeal posterior space, then the trismus starts. Mostly the pericoronitis, odontogenic infection with the space infection, TMJ, face infection, salivary gland infection, tonsillar pharyngeal infection, parotiditis, otitis and tetanus are the common infectious cause for the trismus. Then trauma to the jaw, soft tissue on bone fracture at condylar subcondylar region is also leads to the trismus. Post-operatively, after third molar teeth removal, more traumatic surgical extraction of the mandible, other jaw and oral surgeries like pathology, trauma management or plating, oral pathologic excision associated, then some types of hematoma, edema or sometimes needle prick injury during a local anesthesia injection. Then some drug related etiologies are some psychosomatics drugs are there which can leads to the trismus. Then the some antiemetics drugs are also there which can lead to the trismus also. Then posterior part of the oral cavity or at the angle of mandible, if there is a malignant pathology, then also etiology can lead. Then some kind of joint etiology like gout, rheumatoid arthritis and aging arthritis cases are also lead to the reduced mouth opening. Or TMJ ankylosis is also one of the progressive cause for the trismus. As I said earlier, some surgical extraction, post anesthetic injection, traumatic needle injection, then some facial laceration, radiation therapy, then some infectious causes, then TMJ causes, some drug history, and some oral cancerous cases are also lead to the formation of trismus. Then as we know that the normal mouth opening is between 34 to 40 mm of interincisal distance. So on the basis of how much mouth opening is reduced, the trismus is classified as follows. Based on the range of mouth opening, mild trismus is called as if mouth opening is between 30 to 40 mm. Moderate trismus is for mouth opening is only 15 to 30 mm, and severe trismus we can say if mouth opening is below 15 mm of incisal distance. Based on the duration, acute, subacute and chronic trismus we can classify. Based on the etiology, intra-articular or extra-articular related to TMJ, we can say the trismus is happen. Measurements of mouth opening. As we know, generally after the trismus is diagnosed, we generally count the mouth opening as a finger marker with the help of our hand fingers. Generally, minimum 3 fingers test is done for the diagnosis of the trismus. If we can say patient is not able to put their 3 fingers and mouth opening is reduced than this, we can say the patient is having a trismus. During the trismus, the muscles of mastication on the both the sides, particularly on the site of surgery, is having a tenderness at the region of masseter and temporalis muscle. Then for the accurate measurement, we use a vernier caliper for the interincisal distance measurement and its record maintenance. Let's start for the treatment and its management part. As we know that after the identification of the etiological factor of the trismus, we have to treat the cause of its pathology, right? So if the trismus is due to oral malignancy or some pathology or some TMJ bone issues, then we have to treat that pathology to relieve the trismus. But generally we are happening in our daily oral surgical procedure or in general dentistry, we mostly seen the cases of the post-surgical extraction trismus. So we are going to see how to manage post-surgical trismus management today. Mostly after the trismus is diagnosed, we advise patient to give a external heat therapy. We advise patient to analgesic, soft diet and some muscle relaxants. As I said earlier, muscle relaxants are the very useful to treat the trismus, oral trismus. Mostly some muscle relaxants combined with some analgesic we advised. Aspirin is usually adequate in managing the pain associated with the trismus. It's anti-inflammatory and it's also beneficial for to reduce the pain at the lower dosage. Then narcotic analgesic may be required if the severity is more. If necessary, diazepam 2.5 to 5 mg thrice a day we also advise. Then benzodiazepines are also helpful. Then muscle relaxant is we can say it's a treatment of choice. So ibuprofen, paracetamol and chlorhexazone combination mostly we advise for the patient or 2 times a day for 5 to 7 days post-operative after diagnosis of the trismus. Then some mechanical opening devices we use in severe cases of trismus. Like here, a threaded tapered screw made up from the acrylic or the wooden we can use. This appliance is commonly constructed with the acrylic resin and it's usually placed between the posterior teeth. And with the gradual turn of the screw, the mandible is depressed and the both maxillary and mandibular teeth are forced apart. We have to always measure the interincisal distance daily basis or at least minimum alternate basis. So how much trismus is relieved we can able to diagnose. Then screw type mouth gags or the Hister's jaw opening devices or mouth jaw stretchers we use for the opening of the mouth. Here a Hister's jaw stretcher is shown in this figure. It employed a screw type component similar to the type of incorporated into orthodontic palatal expansion appliances. Here the screw is tightened where these two parts of the ends are forced open. The oral cavity. Then sometimes in moderate to less severe cases, we tell patient to use their fingers to force the jaws upward and lower direction. This exercise generally advise patient to do a minimum 3 to 4 times a day. Tongue blades, as we know that in previous era when the metal instruments are not available, that time normal wooden stick or ice cream stick we told to patient to put in their oral cavity. Or at every subsequent next visit we advise to put more ice cream sticks than previous, so it's on gradual increase the patient's mouth opening is increased. So basically these are the devices mechanical for the mechanical jaw stretching we use for the severe trismus cases. Here ice cream stick devices, here the screw, acrylic screw is shown. Then this is a plastic mouth jaw stretcher, and this is a metal jaw stretcher is shown. Here most commonly we use a Hister's jaw stretcher. This is also used in oral submucous fibrosis cases, post-operative physiotherapy cases, and in malignancy cases also. Here a mold's large jaw stretcher is shown. This is also one of the useful device to relieve the trismus. This is a wooden screw as I shown in my previous slides. These are the different types of cheek retractors or tissue retractor or mouth gags or jaw stretchers we can use in trismus cases. Physiotherapy. As I said earlier, physiotherapy is the most useful when the severe trismus is diagnosed post-operative and it cannot relieve only with the help of medicine. In such cases, mechanical jaw stretching is required. For mechanical jaw stretching, a mechanical device is used. There are many proven scientific articles are there in journals which show its usefulness in post-operative physiotherapy devices in severe trismus cases. Here a modified technique for post-operative physiotherapy in edentulous patient, a Hister jaw stretcher with acrylic plates are used. This is modified technique used in edentulous patients. Here Hister jaw stretcher or opening device is how it's placed between anterior interincisal between maxilla and mandible. Then we have to train the patient to place this device in anteriorly and start screwing the device. We have to told patient, then you have to give maximum threads open until you feel the unbearable pain. At that point you have to stop and you have to unscrew the screw and take out the device out. Then you have to repeat this session again on daily basis or alternate daily basis. So, and every time we have to measure the interincisal distance and return it down. So we have to give more attention that in every session we have to open the mouth minimum 1 to 2 mm more than previous session. Here on the day 1 patient's mouth opening was 18 mm. Then patient's mouth opening reduced post surgically and the trismus is diagnosed. Then the Hister jaw stretcher is used on every day to open the patient's mouth, and after the 20 days 25 days patient's mouth opening is achieved to the normal of 40 mm. Here as I said earlier, when the moderate or non-severe cases, we can tell patients to do a self mouth opening with the fingers like this, and when we can stop the treatment for the trismus, right? So when the patients achieve the 3 finger putting in their mouth condition, then we can stop the mechanical jaw stretching. So this is one of the indicator to stop the mechanical jaw stretching. So at the end we conclude that whenever the trismus is happened, we have to treat its cause, right? And the physiotherapy, muscle relaxant and post surgical physiotherapy or mechanical jaw stretching is the key to solve the problem, right? Now what are the tips and tricks to avoid the trismus before the surgery, right? Whenever we see the case on the radiographs, see the let's consider the wisdom tooth surgery, and we can appreciate that the patient will require more surgical osteotomy, or we can create a more trauma to the patient during sectioning of the tooth and take out the tooth with the help of surgery. In such a cases, we have to give a preoperative or intraoperative injection dexamethasone 8 mg, and we have to try to give a less traumatic procedure during extraction. So the tips is that we have to do a minimal invasive surgical procedure. If we appreciate the trauma is happen more, then we have to give a immediate dexa 8 mg stat. So post operative trismus is unlikely. Then we have to give the post operative instructions in details that, and told to patient that he or she should talk normally post surgically. Sometimes patients talk less and the trismus is happen, and on the diagnosis of the trismus on the day 3 and 4, we have to immediately start the muscle relaxant. We don't have to wait for 7 to 10 days to it's come to normal position. If we start the muscle relaxant and slight physiotherapy early, then patient recover early compared to the non starting of the physiotherapy and muscle relaxant medicine. So these are the some tips to follow to avoid the trismus. So thank you for today. Kindly subscribe my Oral Surgery and Beyond YouTube channel, and for free learning of oral surgery topics. Thank you for today.